And we are now live. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing this evening? I'm going to try and stay on as long as possible. I do have a thunderstorm coming in tonight, not too far away. We're wait for Cliff to get here, and there he is. Excuse me, I've been outside all day. So I've been sniffing pollen all day. So how you doing there, Cliff? Hope everything is fine. Got the link right there. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up at the top now since somebody has chimed in. Put it up at the top, pin message. And there we go. Figure we get stuff going here as soon as Cliff decides to go ahead and join us. Excuse me. Jeez. Hold on a moment. Sorry, guys. Like I said, that pollen really got me good today. I believe all the pine trees are all tasseling, or excuse me, candling, really good in there right now. So, as you guys see, that tonight we'll be doing the soil science part 1. I don't know how well it's going to go. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and try it out for tonight. And if it does go good, maybe I'll do the whole series. If I do the whole series, I'm going to have to pick a different night to go ahead and do a soil science night. Something that both Cliff and I can have agreed to be on at the same time as everybody else. Oh, here's the blip. Bloop. Hey, blip.
You wearing a yellow shirt too?
Yeah, I'm wearing a yellow shirt too.
We the yellow shirt brothers today.
Oh, and there's my dad. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Good.
Evening.
You're not echoing, which is awesome.
That's because I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot. Yeah. Happy birthday. How you doing?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, because if anybody's wondering, this is the man here that taught me how to garden at a very young age. And how to
He
eat
didn't
it,
teach you
too.
how to make fishing rods.
Yeah. And no, I don't make fishing rods. I don't have the patience for that. But I can grow grass for a living.
Anybody can grow grass, just dirt, grass, seed, and water.
Only if it was that simple.
For the most part, it is. Depends on what kind of grass you're trying to grow.
Well, like I said, when you're doing sports turf and it gets pounded a lot by the foot, hey, it is what it is. You got to keep it growing.
Yeah, you need a denser grass for that one.
Yeah. Then you got to worry about again, you got to worry about the soil conditions, what's in the soil science, to make that as healthy as possible so it can recover as quickly as possible. As we say, we grow grass by the foot, and we grow grass by the inch, and is killed by the foot.
Yeah, the tractor tire.
Yep.
Listen, Jason, I have a really, really crummy internet here. We're waiting for Allo to come in. So you guys are just, it comes in and out. So I just wanted to stop and say hi to everybody. I'll try in a little while. What are you going to be on? Another hour and a half?
An hour, 2 hours maybe. It all depends. Like I said,
Okay.
I got a thunderstorm rolling in pretty quick here. So.
Okay.
Alrighty.
What'd you say, weather? You said weather rolling in?
Yeah, I got weather rolling in.
Okay. Yeah. Because I can hardly, everything's all, the sound's all jumbled coming through my internet. Okay. Talk to you later.
All right, later, Pop.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Aha, surprise.
Is it calling?
Yeah. Yeah, getting really yellow outside, so.
Dude, I had yesterday was like horrendous wind all day.
Oh, wow. That's not good for the soil either because that dries it out.
Oh, real fast, especially when it's hot. If you're wondering why I'm wearing my yellow shirt instead of my normal gray one, I had to work today.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's unusual for you for the work on a Wednesday.
Yeah, my boss needed some time off to go to a graduation for one of the for his stepson's kids.
Mm.
So,
And there's CR and Grace.
good evening, folks in the chat. Hello, hello.
Yeah, we'll start this up here in a little bit. Like I said, as you can see, as the title is our soil dying? It depends on how you look at it and where you are. Like I said, for the big industry, for the big farmers, I'm kind of wondering if it kind of is or not. So, it's that borderline because you're using homogenized fertilizers to help, replace the nutrients for the plants.
I kind of want to say yes and no on that one at the same time.
Yeah, say I'm doing the same thing.
It's like right on the cusp of like full on no, but full on yes. It's like right that fence line.
Yeah. Now we got the home gardener, which is actually putting in nitro humus, organics. They're doing good. Like I said, for me, I just hurried up and I just planted, and I know I should have put in there like a decomposed granite, maybe some kind of hold on.
Don't die, Molly.
No, like I said, that pollen was bad today. I was outside for what, 8.5 hours today.
I was stuck inside, so I wish I was outside for 8.5 hours.
Yeah, well, getting back on track. So yeah, like I said, the thing is that everybody's just using that potting soil, and they're just using potting soil. They're not mixing the soil in with it, the native soil, which I did not do. Unfortunately I cannot because it's just full of weeds, the weed seeds, everything else. I would actually have to prep that soil to try and get all the weeds out.
Sterilize it in a hot box, basically, or cover it with a tarp.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple other ways you can do that. But like I said, then I'll be constantly weeding. As we all know, I tried last summer to try to get stuff to grow. I got some stuff. The zucchini did wonderful. Corn, not so good. Tomatoes, not so good. Tomatillos did really good.
Again, it was all a matter of timing. You planted all that stuff before we went on vacation, and you lost a lot of it due to vacation because somebody didn't water lay plants.
And last year was a really bad drought for us. We got no rain by the time I left until late October. We got no rain, and it was hot. And I couldn't put enough water on the soil. Basically, my soil is just basically going to be, I would probably say maybe, it's almost like a golf green. So we're pushing close to 75% sand, a little bit of clay in there, and virtually almost very little organics in there. So everything
Not where I'm at on that, to be honest.
So the only thing it got was, basically a little tiny bit of fertilizer, and basically the clippings off itself from the mulching mowers. So that's basically all it was getting. It was just recycling over and over again, and eventually it's just going to wear down.
Yeah, without any introduction of new organics. Yeah.
And just not throwing on your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is not enough. You're going to have to go a lot deeper in there. You got your 12. You got your three. Basically, you have your three major nutrients, and then you have your 9 micronutrients. And you need all that stuff too as well. The stuff you get from your crushed granite. You can mix it in there with a little bit of that, with organic material, some sand, some loam, little tiny bit of clay. Because that'll actually help a lot of the moisture too, fill in those macropores, and it'll help slow the water down just a little bit more. But like I said, there's also a lot of nutrients that are going to be in that clay that the plant needs. Jumping and
Yeah, that works too if you have a lot of like an abundance of like the same kind of thing.
yeah. So a lot of mistake that people do is, especially new gardeners. They say, "Oh, I got lots of clay in my soil. Let's add sand," which is a big no-no because that's basically, especially if you're in an area that has a high alkaline soil, it basically turns to aggregate. I mean, it's just concrete. It just aggregates it right into concrete.
It gets hard.
Oh yeah,
I think that's probably one of the reasons why I had such a hard time digging the pit for my greenhouse is when we did it, me and my dad had to use a pickaxe through the entire 6-foot square. Only went down about a foot, but we had to dig that thing out with a pickaxe because that stuff was like literally trying to get through concrete.
yeah. Basically, it's like a caliche. It's a natural concrete.
Oh
And yes,
yeah, it
organic matter
was.
does better, in my opinion. Okay, yes, CR, organic matter, lives matter too. Let's see. Like I said, if anybody wants to go ahead and chime in, put it in the chat there, or if they come across this later in the after I've gone live, this is the book here. This is the 1995 edition. There is a lot more new editions than this because I got this when I was in class in 2000 when I got my turf degree, for my sports turf degree. And this was 4 weeks out of my 15-week program to get my degree, basically. I took one of those little, those fast class courses. It's like almost 9 hours a day.
What's the name of that book again? Western Soil what?
No, the Western Fertilizer Handbook. Grasses, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, that book is expensive.
Yes, I know. Especially when it's brand new. That's why you try to find a used one, a little bit older one.
Good Lord, I found it for $150 used.
Yeah, and that's a new one.
No, it says used.
Yes.
Used new.
Or a newer than this one here.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
Newer
updated
version.
probably 3 or 4 times. But yeah, I mean, this is the wealth of knowledge for gardeners. This is what you need.
I wonder if I can find that at.
I figured I was just going to go to school, learn a few things, get my degree. Oh no, was I wrong? I didn't know those little gaps I needed to learn were huge gaps. Oh, and speaking of this, sorry, we had an incident at one of our stores. I do not know the location. They would not provide me with that. Apparently, one of the customers bought a bag of Miracle Grow. Hello, Kathy. Took it home, opened it up, and they brought it back because it was rotten. Because it had a whole bunch of white mold all over it. You know what that white mold is, right?
Mycelium.
You got it. That's what you need to be in the soil so the plants can actually take up the nutrients it needs. It's a symbiotic relationship between the nutrients, the plant, and the mycelium. The mycelium, you need it there for the nutrients and for the water so the plant can take it up. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's why I don't take that stuff out of mine. I just mix it in with my dirt and let it go.
Oh, yeah. If I saw that, I'd be, can I get that bag off you? Yeah, you just don't come across buying my mycelium, over the counter. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a little bit pricey. And it's got a very short shelf life.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, technically I can get that stuff for free at work, but I mean, that's not really mycelium.
It is everywhere, but to get it into a concentrate form so you can inoculate your soils, your compost bins, stuff like that to get it started. The cheapest way, believe it or not, for your compost bin is a stale beer. It's already there. It just needs to be activated.
Hey, Kathy.
And I said hi, Kathy, earlier. Yeah, so I got all my little tags in here for all my little notes. So I figured we'd probably start with the pH, so everybody can understand what the pH is and how it works.
It's that little pink strip that tells you your deodorant's working.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Test out the pool, right? For the chlorine and the pH.
The little white strips.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of pool people will understand the pH levels and stuff like that as well. Okay, basically it's a scale from 1 to 14, 7 being neutral. And what they mean by neutral is going to be its base. It's going to be right in the middle. So I don't know, see how well you guys can see that there.
Big
Like I
screen.
said, big screen. Big screen. I'm finally on the big screen. Let's see. You gotta be able to see this too. So, alrighty. So you basically got your 12 nutrients that are going to be available for the plant, depending on the pH. So right in the neutral range, right around about 7, is where the plant's will be able to get most of its nutrients, depending on what plant species. Each plant species is going to be just a little bit different. Okay, so if you start going too far one way or the other, the nutrients start to fall off, where the plant cannot take it up. So it doesn't matter if you go over to the alkaline or the acids. Some of it will be more available for the plant for one one or the other, and it'll be down for the other one. Either way. So yeah. So if anybody can get a hold of this book, check your bookstores, your used bookstores. Check those for these books.
Actually, I just checked Barnes and Noble, and they do not have that book.
It is because it's a textbook. That's one of the reasons why. It's a college course textbook. So of course they're going to charge a lot of money for it.
They paid a lot for it.
Huh?
They paid a lot for it.
Yeah, I know. That course cost me what? About $9,000, $10,000 to take that course.
Good Lord.
Yeah. For 14 and a half weeks, 15 weeks, yes. And I did not miss a day.
And you ended up with the city.
Oh yeah.
Really benefited you.
Yep, this is what helped me get to where I am today.
Ooh, found a Western fruit
Being on
garden.
YouTube. But I was able to, get a career with the municipality, be there for almost 20 years with Public Works, get a pension. By the way, a 401k is not a pension. Don't let them talk you into that. So, like I said, this book is just so full of information. I started going over it once I found it a couple of weeks ago. I just started, kind of like thumbing through it every once in a while. Everything started coming back because I've been away from this book for so long. So, like I said, as we all know, compared to like onions and carrots, okay, onions prefer more of an alkaline soil compared to like your tomatoes, which need a little bit more acidic soil. They can both survive in that same range, but one's going to benefit more towards the acid side than the other.
Yeah, I kind of never really noticed that on my stuff. I just stick it in the ground and somehow manage to get it to live.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I actually went in a little bit deeper. But like I said, I was in a hurry. I needed to get vegetables in now, and so I just planted it all in the farm to table. How you doing tonight?
Good evening, farm to table.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Okay, I am located in Southeast Texas. Cliff is in New Mexico. I retired here in Southeast Texas from Arizona. So I went from one extreme to the other, and I had to relearn how to garden. So I went to a soil that was all locked up to a soil that's locked up the other direction. Because as we all know, when it rains, it actually leaches out a lot of the stuff. Makes it a little bit more acidic soil than your alkaline base. That's why on the East Coast, it has a tendency to be more acidic loving plants compared to the alkaline loving plants. And then Mr. Butt Nuggets, how you doing this evening? So, okay, and let's see.
Nuggets in your channel?
Yeah, he's been on here before. Yeah. The chicken egg guy. Okay, let's see. Where was it? pH. A numerical designation for acidity and alkalinity in as in soils and other biological systems. Technically, pH is the common. Oh, I can't even pronounce that word. Of a receptacle of the hydrogen ion construction of the solution. A pH of 7 indicates, basically neutrality. Higher values indicate increase in acidity, which is be the 14 side of it, and the lower value indicates a increase in acidity, which is basically going to be your 0. Actually, 1, but
Scan over real quick and top say it.
yeah, I basically said that earlier with pH. So basically, it's going to be a scale of 1 to 14, 7 being neutral. So your 14 side, your alkaline side is going to be the West Coast. The acidic side is going to be the East Coast because they do get a lot more rain. Now, it's not all set in stone. You still got the Northeast. The Northwest. It's going to be like Seattle, right along the Cascade Range, and right along the mountains of Oregon and Northern California, where that's still technically a rainforest. So that's going to it's going to be a little bit more acidic on that side of the mountain. But as soon as you get over the mountain past the rain shadows, you're going to start getting into a high alkaline soil. So a lot of your onions that go across the whole U.S. and parts of Canada are actually from Washington State. That's why it's called the Walla Walla onion, because they're from Walla Walla, Washington. It is a free nitrogen fixer because it is a urea, but it's just a quick shot of nitrogen, as it helps with the growth, but not the green. Iron is actually going to be making your plants a little bit more green.
Yeah, you're better off just peeing in a water can. If you have like a 55-gallon bucket, just pee in there a few times, and then you need your iron. Easiest way to do it is just to throw a couple of nails in there, or if you got some pieces of steel, throw a couple pieces of steel in your bucket. Pee in there a few times and stir that stuff around, and that stuff it doesn't take long to get rust off of a nail. Nails oxidize really quick.
Oh yeah. And like I said, peeing on your plants, I would not suggest that. Do it in a bucket first and then thin it out with water. Let it sit for several days. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. You just pee a few times in a 55-gallon bucket.
Cecilia. Oh. So it does take a little while for urine to actually break down into a urea, so it can get into the soil, so the plant can actually take it up. And I think it's 2 days. I can't remember. No rain again. So, again, sorry, geez. So basically, which can be basically, they actually have a soil kit that's actually over the counter that you get in any big box store that you can actually test your pH of your soil. But usually, if you pay attention to your chemicals of what your plants need, the plants will tell you what you need. But if you're just breaking soil for the very first time, I actually suggest getting a soil test. Pay the $14, $18, have the soil tested. Yeah. Like I said, is that one just a moisture or a pH tester?
This one is alkaline and acidic, so this is actually a pH tester.
The pH, yeah.
But in order to get this to work, you cannot just stick it in your soil. That's not how this works. You have to get your soil sample, mix it with, think lukewarm water. You got to shake the ever-loving crud out of it, wait till it settles, pour the water out into something else, and then stick this in there.
Yeah. Along with that, if you have a high sodium content in your soil, it will actually throw that reading off. So you got to know your, how much salt is actually in there, your sodium. Then you can actually do the math, and you can actually get the equation and find out what your pH is.
Apparently, this is also a pregnancy tester.
Ah, okay.
No, I'm just kidding, because it says on here, it says, wants to focus.
Fertility test?
Yeah, fertility and pH.
Yeah. Like I said, they do sell the kits, the full kits in the store that you actually do yourself. But it's very basic. It only gives you only a few points of reference. So that's why it's actually easier to go ahead and send it in. It takes a couple weeks to get this done, by the way, folks.
What's up, Blake?
Well worth it. Hey, Blake, how you doing? So basically, you get the test, you order it, they ship it to you. You go take several spots where you dig a couple holes, mix it all together in a bucket. I mean, mix it up really well. And then you take a sample of that, you put it in the container, and you send it off to have it to be analyzed. And what they do is they run it through a whole bunch of, they'll actually dry it out in the oven, and then they'll take parts of it and they'll test every little bit there, and they'll actually test for metals too, by the way. So they're not just checking to see if all your nutrients are there in the soil. They're testing for metals, anything else that's good or bad in that.
Toxin.
Yeah, so all your toxins, your heavy metals, or anything else that is not supposed to be there. So that's one of the nice things about having it sent off. Yeah, you pay a little bit more extra money for that, but you'll actually get a far better reading back. Oh, by the way,
I see it. I see it. I just looked up when I seen it. I'm like, that makes my day. Makes my day.
folks, these two here known each other for a long time. Yeah, Blake.
Was it been like 4 years now, Blake? Something like that.
Yeah, so
I'm on that full for a hot minute.
So now we got the pH done. You have your micronutrients. Okay, you got your basic three: your nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Now the next ones down are going to be your sulfur, calcium, manganese, iron, magnesium, boron, copper, zinc, and the one I cannot pronounce. I've never been able to.
Type it out on the screen.
Okay, now let's see if I can see my keyboard, because my keyboard's actually in the dark. Oh,
Gotta get an illuminated keyboard.
yeah.
Apparently, Blake's going to be using the bathroom all night long because he's been eating his weeds.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, I've never been able to pronounce this word. Yeah.
Molybdenum?
but there's no I in there or E in between the B and the D.
One of them must be silent.
There's that is
Molybdenum is all I'm gonna call it molybdenum and keep the B silent. That's all I can do. But yeah, it's just there's no valve in there, so it makes it a little bit hard to pronounce. Oh, really, Cecilia?
That's actually a word.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's see.
We can just call it Mo. Silver gray refractory metal of group 6 VLB of the periodic table. Oh, it's that funky, weird, silvery crystalline stuff that you always find when you're like out in the mountains. You split rocks open.
Yeah.
Like weird, shiny. Looks like
Did you see the melting point on that?
plastic.
Did you see the melting point on that? Because that's what they use in high grade steel and super alloys. 4,700 degrees.
Yeah, that's
a high temperature to melt that.
Standard blowtorch.
No, that's volcano hot.
Atomic number 42.
Mm-hmm.
Atomic mass is 90, almost 96. That thing is dense.
Yeah, but like I said, you'll find it in your leafy greens. That's where that element is actually going to be in. Okay, he lives in the River Valley. Oh yeah, so I got high humidity. I was actually sweating all day. Oh, okay. There we go.
Molybdenum.
Molybdenum. So we were looking at it right because I see Molly because my wife's name is Molly.
Oh, molybdenum. Molybdenum.
Yeah,
Molybdenum. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at it wrong, trying to break it down. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Didn't see the breakdown. It did not show me that. That is.
Yeah, you know what? I have not tried that or anything else. There might be something to that. I don't know.
Copper coils. What? Okay, so essentially that's no different than a grounding rod. Your standard grounding rod from your house, if you have a grounding rod, is usually about an 8-foot or anywhere between 6 to 8 foot, half-inch. Well, no, it depends on the size of the house, but yeah, you can get them anywhere between half-inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch. And they're usually nailed straight in your ground, and you have your grounding is tied into that. So your electrical system basically is grounded out. Your house gets struck like by lightning. That grounding rod is there to dissipate the energy into the earth so you don't blow up your house. Or if you have, well, whatever your electrical intake is to your house, if lightning happens to strike that, yes, the wires are insulated, but that insulation is toast the second you got, 1 trillion volts whacking it in an instant.
Oh, yeah.
It burns through that like a magnifying lens 8 feet wide through a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's really not the voltage, it's the amperage that it produces instantly.
Still don't want to get hit by that. You're still looking at probably 150, probably 500 amps. That's why when you get whacked, that's why when you see people get whacked by lightning, they get shot like 30, 40 feet.
Oh, yeah.
It'll kick you. It punches you like a mule. But yeah, no, copper wire is basically what that does is it just neutralizes it. It neutralizes an energy field or disperses an energy field.
Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do with the soil, the ions in the soil, or making making the nutrients more available for the mycelium to get so the plant can take it up. I don't know. I've never done that science before. I've never really looked into it. I've only heard about it. Yeah,
copper. Yeah, look at your grounding rod.
Yeah.
Wherever your breaker boxes on the outside of your house, that grounding rod's usually pretty much
Within
right next to it. You
5
dig
feet.
down around about 6 inches, and you'll see that thing is copper. It's a solid copper bar. They don't use steel; they use copper, which is funny, but it still works. But yeah, from the if you do, I think there's also has something to do with worms too, copper and worms, and I can't remember why.
Well, usually stuff with copper in high amounts is usually pretty deadly. That's why you don't use copper sulfate
Well,
anywhere
yeah,
near
if
your
you're
plants.
ingesting it.
Yeah, well, no, it's even for plants too. You can put a couple of copper nails into a tree. That you leave them in there, yeah, the tree's gonna end up dying anyways. Compared to like a galvanized or a steel nail.
Galvanized, yes. Steel, the problem with the steel nails is they actually will rust in the tree.
Yeah,
Now, mind you, that tree is absorbing all the iron nutrients from that
yeah,
at the same time, but you're also leaving the tree with an exposed wound that could potentially later down the road be the reason why your tree dies. Because rust, so your nail's that big, when that thing starts to rust, your nail does this.
yeah. And actually, it does pretty awesome stuff to the wood of the tree. It makes it look quite pretty if it's cut right. So, I mean, basically, you got your sulfur for your micronutrients as well. So the sulfur will actually help with the pH of the soil as well. So the more sulfur you put in there, the more acid it's going to get. Less sulfur, the more alkaline it's going to go. Now you can do the same thing with calcium, which does the opposite. Like being stuck in calcium carbonate.
Oh my god, Doug, it's over here killing me with these comments in the sidebar. And then Kathy over here, she caught a 4-foot chicken snake in the chicken coop. I'm assuming that was meant to say I caught a 4-foot chicken or a 4-foot snake in the chicken coop.
You throw it back out in the forest, I hope. Because it'll eat all the mice and rats.
I'm surprised the chickens didn't try to eat the snake.
Or the rooster tried to kill it, yeah.
Because the funny thing is, you can feed a chicken, and it will still eat it.
Yep.
Cannibalism at its finest. The circle of life is very short that way, but
yep,
they will do it.
Little velociraptors, little T-Rexes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you got your nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, your three main nutrients for your plants. We went over the sulfur. You got your calcium. Because I've used the Dispersol before in the past. I've also used the calcium carbonate. The thing is, you got to watch out what you're doing with that. It does give off a CO2 gas as well. The book explains that. There's a whole little formula for that. Of course, you got your magnesium. Okay, then you have your iron, manganese, your boron, copper and zinc, and the other stuff, that molybdenum. I'm just
gonna see if I got any more copper wire.
Yeah, well, I got lots of copper wire still.
I found randomly. I was doing something one day, and I found two big old sections. They were just wadded up of I don't know, probably about 6 feet long. Just two pieces, just copper wire. Okay. I stripped one down and put it in my water fountain over here, the one that I made with the planter. And I have yet to replace the water. It is in sunlight. It is in a black container, mind you. But there is not a single speck of freaking green anything in there. That water is clear.
Oh, if it looks like a cottonmouth, it's probably a gopher snake. I noticed that because I made that mistake here already. And then when somebody mentioned it, they go, "Oh my goodness, it does look like a gopher snake."
Yeah, we have rat snakes down here. They're same difference.
Yeah.
Or bull snake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was somebody's pet Burmese, like a ball python, because it has the same markings as a ball python,
Mm-hmm.
with like a little hint, like a cross hint of rattlesnake or cottonmouth. But it had like that, like the weird brown spots. I'm like, I actually looked it up on my phone because I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want the thing to bite me. Because I was just watering my plants, and I looked down, and there it was. The thing was about 2.5 feet long.
I mean, did we want to save all the nutrients for another episode for soil science part 2, or do we want to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going for a little bit. Looks weird.
Okay.
Seem to be.
I mean, that's 14 elements that we got to go through.
Well, let's not go through the 14 elements all at once, but.
So what we can do is we'll do the basic. Let me write this down so I can actually remember this.
Yeah, black snakes look like rat snakes, just way bigger.
Yeah, we also have a green version of them here too. Real dark greenish black color.
Yeah, it's like a funky purpley green black. It's a weird combination of color. Yes, CR. I almost said Grace. My brain. Yeah, I mean, we got a bit of we've got some interest in this right now. We've got a good couple of people in here watching, and got learners in here. We got some newer ones in here like Nugget. So helping Nugget with some soil science is good. Same with dang it, I know there was another one.
Oh,
where did they go?
There's Grace, there's Blake, Cecilia.
Did it not get saved on the thing?
What?
I think I'm losing my mind.
Oh, it's a possibility.
If anybody sees it, can you strap it down to something and then call me so I can go and retrieve it? Yeah, maybe I don't know.
I'm going through.
Oh, there we go. Sumo Lee, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
I had to scroll wicked far up.
Yeah,
on this.
that was Yeah.
Because for some reason it wasn't popping up on my my YouTube chat. Either that or I passed it. Either that or YouTube, because
that was way at the top. I totally missed it. I'm so sorry.
Say what?
I totally missed him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, lives in Ohio. Not
Yeah, there he is. He's
killed the ground, waiting for quit raining so I can plant.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Sumo. We did see your comment. It was just somehow got overlooked due to.
I missed it too. I am so sorry.
There we go. Hey, Sumo Lee, how's it going?
So I guess we can do the NPK tonight. So, because I want to try and keep about an hour, and then I can actually edit this out, and I can put the first half hour, the first part of it in, and then we can go to our normal shenanigans after this. If there's any questions that anybody wants to ask, please ask them. Like I said, I just need to find a night where I can actually do an hour of this. So both Cliff and I will try and wear the same color shirts again for about an hour.
Yeah, this was just a straight coincidence. And the thing is, his shirt's way faded, but I could still tell it was a yellow shirt somehow.
No. I have a daylight light up here.
Ah, that's why.
It's not daylight, but the cool white. Because it's at 4100K for the light instead of the 6500.
Yeah, I guess that would. Yeah, that kind of does look like mine's faded too now.
Yeah,
I got this thing at max lighting.
I mean, if I had a soft white light, we would see the yellow just like that right there. It's a soft white.
Oh yeah, this thing is. See, that one looks faded because that one's kind of got like a blue tinge to it. And then this one's got like a way bigger blue. This is like the cool white.
That's the 6500, the daylight.
And then you got the
yellow. I sell light bulbs, so that's my retirement job. Is at the big blue box store. So actually, when I had no clue what's lighting and anything else until I started filming, and I started looking into the lights, the different color of lights. And that's how I got it all figured out. Because it actually helped, believe it or not. So, okay, let's dive into nitrogen. Let me go over here to my my index so I can find it. And I got several pages to go off of here. So, yes. All right. I will be there in a moment. Okay.
Food?
Yeah, so dinner calls.
Yep, food arrived.
3,
What'd you guys get today?
6. I don't know yet.
Pork loin and mashed potatoes.
Oh, pork loin and mashed potatoes. So we will take a quick recess.
We'll do behind the scenes while he's sitting there currently
Yeah.
refueling. I can
Yeah.
sit here and answer any sort of questions if anybody has some. Type them in the chat and I will respond as promptly as able to. I will also be trying out a different beverage tonight. I got lucky at work today, and one of the guys at the bar, that's basically the head bar guy, gave me some sampler shots that were at the store for like forever. So I have a couple of interesting drinks. Oh, that sucks, Kathy. I would say for that, mint. But that's my own opinion. I honestly, personally do not know what the effects of mint would be on laryngitis. It could make it worse. It could make it better.
She has allergies, not laryngitis.
Who's that?
Chappy.
Oh, she typed it out that she says laryngitis. Laryngitis.
Okay, at least I can talk and at least read the chat and all that.
It's laryngitis. That sounds terrible even saying it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds horrid. That sounds like a bad disease.
Yeah, like I said, I had a couple snacks today, but I haven't really eaten a meal yet today. Yeah, like I said, if anybody has any questions, please ask. Except for the fainting goats. I don't know about the fainting goats, except for I've seen on TV and YouTube.
I forgot to get the beverage.
Oh, no, I had my beverages earlier today when I was done working. Help relax the muscles. I had one of my favorites,
And
a red beer.
as this gentleman's little banner goes down there, Dirt made my food.
You like that?
Virtually, no matter what you eat, it was produced by Dirt.
Yes. Like I said, that was an old song that we learned when I was in grade school.
So that is what I'm having today. I'm having cold brew coffee style.
Mm.
I'm actually going to keep these. Actually, I opened my fridge and one fell out and landed right on the tile floor. Didn't even break.
Woo!
I would have been so mad. Ooh, that definitely does have an undertone of coffee.
Really?
Yeah. With Arabica coffee and a hint of cocoa.
Really? That actually, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably try that one.
The Jaeger one?
If it's got, the other flavors mixed in with it, I might try that.
Yeah, if I can find more of these, I might actually just send you some. Because you can smell, I can smell the coffee and the cocoa in it.
Really?
I don't know if I'm debating on whether or not I want to just take it as a shot or mix it with the normal.
I'll taste it, find out.
Yeah, I kind of think I will. I gotta find my shot glass. Where the heck did I put it? You know what? I think this was actually it. Yeah, that one's all faded and worn out, so that's got to be the glass. All right, well, I have 2 more of these. I got 3 of them because he was just like, here.
Oh, CR's actually eating too.
That is exactly about what I thought.
1.75 or 1.7 or 1.5 ounces.
So 50 milliliters, but these are considered double shots because they no longer. Actually, no, I think this might have actually been an old shooter. No, because I have a shooter, and that thing is like 5 inches tall. So I don't know what, like maybe a shot and a half or a true shot. I don't know. It doesn't say the ounces because that's usually what. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Conversion table.
Yeah, we talk about all
1.6
kinds of stuff on this channel.
1.69 ounces.
Mm.
And one more just to. Can't spell today. .5 ounces is a standard shot. So yeah, 1.5 ounces. So it is just shy, or sorry, just over 1 ounce, or ounce and a half.
I don't know why they can't just make it 2.
So it is. This is just a tad bit larger than a standard shot.
Well, the reason why they're making 1.5 is because it makes it equal between a glass of wine, which is 4 ounces, or a 12 ounces of beer.
Yeah, something. Yeah, because that's what the standard. Yeah. It's a shot is equal to a beer. Shot is equal to a glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like that's a load of BS to a point, because if you're sitting there drinking shots of Everclear versus drinking, a couple of glasses of wine, you're going to be 12 sheets to the wind after about 3 or 4 shots of Everclear.
Oh, yeah.
Versus, you might be able to down an entire bottle of wine, still be sober.
No.
But yeah, look at how thick the bottom of that glass is.
No, I know. No, wine messes me up bad.
I think that's the reason why it didn't fall, because I think it landed on that edge, just bounced off the tile.
Oh yeah, there, butt nuggets. I like my whiskey too.
So, all right, well,
and my brandy.
CR, are you talking about like the devil's lettuce kind of wild edible plants, or are you talking like things like mint? Because technically mint isn't edible.
Yeah, mint isn't edible.
Sumo Everclear is hard to find in most states because it is pretty darn close to grain alcohol. Was that Deb? Hey, Deb, how's it going?
Hi, Deb.
I saw green. Sorry, I'm late. I didn't read the name because I just scrolled up and I just see the green icon. I'm like, is that Deb? And then she popped back down here. Yeah.
And I got my coffee.
That is a nice Stanley, by the way. Or is that the one you got from work?
No, this is the Ozark Trail.
Oh, that's an OZT?
Yeah.
What is that, a 24 ounce or 30?
I think it is a 16.
Too small.
No, it's not. It makes me get up and get more coffee. Makes me get off my butt. So I'm not sitting in front of the computer for most of the night. How is it?
Kind of has it definitely has the coffee undertone. The coffee and the cocoa, I can taste it in there. I can also smell it, like I can feel it, like at the palate of the back of my throat when you take a swig. Well, like even when you open your mouth to nose it, you can taste it, but you can also like inhale and actually still taste it, like in the back of the sinus cavity.
Alrighty.
Which honestly is not too bad. I'm gonna have to see if I can find more of this. Ooh, we're trying tonight. I was trying this. I got these free at work today from basically one of the main bar managers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here we go.
You have to look at it up online. Look it up online. The English is hard tonight. Okay.
Depends on what you're microdosing. Technically, Yeah, again, it really depends on what you're microdosing. You can microdose scorpion venom and actually become immune to it after a couple of years.
Just like the great pirate Roberts.
Oh, there's Australians that I know darn well do that stuff. Like even natives, I'm talking like actual full on like Aboriginal tribe natives. They do stuff like that. That way
Yeah.
they can sleep out there and not die.
All right, that is the full page. That is all for nitrogen. Okay.
Good Lord.
Yes. So yeah, it does break it down into several different forms here. That's why it's good to have the book. Always go back to it as a reference. But we're just going to look at the basic element. So page 19.
Kathy, if you have a nice good bookstore around you, I guarantee they will have some really good mushroom books. Sometimes you can actually find them in the garden sections of like your big box stores, but those are like very far and few between.
Our bookstore is Amazon.
Yeah, and look where that got you. You still ain't got your damn book.
No, that was from a third party. That was from Walmart, actually.
I'm assuming that you got your refund from that, right, Molly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Hold on, I gotta see what my neighbor's dog's barking at.
Went to irrigate. Okay, that is not what I'm looking for. It says water analysis terminology. We do not need that one, so let's go to 23. Okay.
Hard to tell you things when I mute myself and I forget that I'm muted, but you know what? I'm not the only one that does that.
Oh, yeah. 56.
And Deb got free camping kit. I'm curious on that one. We'll talk about that one shortly later.
Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen.
Ooh. I don't have the option of clicking on that. Deb apparently found some free iris rhizomes.
Yeah, plant those immediately. Yes.
I didn't get a chance to. I was going to plant I was planning on planting some of my seeds today, and I didn't get a chance to because I was at work. Because I really want to see how well these. God, what are these? I wanted to say amaranth. No, actually, yeah, I was right. The amaranths. Yeah, they stamped that thing so hard on there. That's actually on the front. Ooh, my black basil. Nugget, you used to roll in poison oak. Am I hearing that right, or are you just being funny? Because
I can brush up against poison ivy, and I'm fine.
yeah, same. I don't think I've had an issue with poison ivy or poison oak.
I know some people do.
Oh, some people have severe.
Oh yeah.
Brush against it, and it's like you just got stung by like 40,000 bullet ants. Which, by the way, bullet ants don't sting; they bite the hell out of you. Like, this is what we're going to do today? Give me 1 second, folks. My camera's being...
yeah, it looks like the computer beat you to it.
being drunk?
Yep.
Tomorrow, planting them and the tomatoes. I was waiting out the predicted severe storm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the way, yeah, our weather here kind of laid my corn down.
Ooh, it flattened it? That sucks.
So
if it did not snap at the base, your corn will still grow.
I'm going to heavily water tomorrow, grab some string, and I'm going to just bundle it all up.
There you go.
Because I grew mine in those nice fire rings. Yep. Oh, wow, this is going to take a little while. So basically, Nitrogen is taken up by plants primarily as nitrate, NO3, okay, um, or ammonium, as in the ion. So that's going to be NH4. So that's going to be a positive and a negative. Okay, NH4 is going to be positive, and O3 is going to be your negative. I know we're diving deep into science, folks. That's why I love it, because I love science. I don't know why, I just do. Most of your nitrogen takes up by the plant is in its nitrate form. Basically, it's going to be able to move in the soil freely through water, moving it around. It's going to translocate. It's going to be the easiest way to explain it. Okay. So it moves with the, like I said, it moves with the water and into the plant roots through the mycelium, which will actually make it available for the plant to absorb. What did I miss?
Oh, Grace wants Nugget out there to pull the ivy from around a rhubarb, and Nugget said goats.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, goats will eat pretty much everything. And she also, what they eat my rhubarb? Well, they'll definitely eat the rhubarb.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
eat
they
the
will,
rhubarb, grass, anything green. Hell, they'll probably eat all the brown around it.
Okay, like I said, you have your other nitrogen, okay, which is going to be the anemonic nitrogen is going to be bound in the soil, so it will not be available for the plant. So basically, when you get the little nitrogen reader from the store, it's not going to tell you which one is which. It just says there's nitrogen in the soil. It doesn't tell you which one it is. When you pay for your soil sample to be done, they will tell you what is available, what is not. That's why I like, get the soil sample.
Yeah, I really don't know who I would have to send a soil sample to out here.
You just go hop on the internet and you can actually order it from somebody. Usually, it's going to be the universities. They'll do something like that.
Shit, if that's the case, I could just drive to the university. Shit, I live like 15 minutes away from it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that they don't have that or not. Again, you need to check before you drive that far.
BN, did you seriously get rid of all of your blackberry vines with goats?
Yeah,
I've got blackberries. My blackberries. Actually, sorry, those are my raspberries.
Yeah, I just cut mine out today.
I have thornless blackberries, but yours were wild blackberries, and yeah, those things are pokey.
Yes, they love.
But
the
they go nuts on the production value.
Yes, they do. Yeah, like I said, that there is actually going to be bound in the soil, which is not going to be available for the plant. The soil change.
Honestly, that wasn't too bad.
Did you mix it?
No, actually, that was just a straight shot of it.
Oh wow!
I just finished that one off. I could get the other one and mix it, so.
Yeah.
It'll be a lighter drink than I normally am used to, but well, then again, I just had a shot, so it might be a little stronger.
Yeah. So basically, the nitrogen is going to be utilized by plants to synthesize amino acids, which in turn then promotes the protoplasm of all living cells containing proteins. Okay. So that's basically how it's how it also grows and helps to make sugar for the plant. Okay. Yeah, right here. Like I said, and other vital compounds such as chlorophyll, um, nucleic acids, and enzymes. So basically, your nitrogen is going to be the one for your plant growth. So it's going to make the cells grow and separate, elongate as well. And then what it's going to do is it's going to help with the phloem and xylem of the plant liquids going up and down to create the photosynthesis.
Ooh, nobody likes goat heads.
Photosynthesizing, yes. So like I said, it goes deeper into the soil nitrogen. This goes really deep. So I'm just trying to keep it simple for everybody.
Nugget is Nugget has put himself in timeout like 4 times already.
Canadian style.
That'll be the new smash hit. Instead of Gangnam Style, it'll be
No,
Canadian
he
style.
forgot to put Canadian style. Eh?
A boot.
Eh?
He's a boot to put himself in timeout, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, I used to say it all the time when I was younger because I hung around my grandma and my grandpa, and they are both from Canada. So I picked it up. Took me a while to get rid of it.
You know what else takes a while to get rid of? Goat head bushes. Man, those weeds are notoriously. Man, you can't.
Oh, you have to stay on top of them.
Oh yeah,
If
they get about that big in my yard, and it's the specific leaf pattern. The minute I see that, I'm like, you're dead. I go walk over there and I just pick it out of the ground.
Yeah, it almost looks like spurge.
It looks like a fern. It has like the same kind of style of leaves as a fern, but they're short and round.
Yeah. But yeah,
almost like purslane. Almost the same style of leaves, just longer.
Purslane is also a lot fatter too.
Yeah, but I mean the leaf style is similar.
Similar, yeah. Or prosthetic spurge, or common spurge. They look similar to it right when it's starting to grow, but after a few weeks, you can definitely tell the difference.
And by the way, folks, those plant seeds, they can stay dormant for a year or two, and then when it's the right conditions, they're just bam, like weeds.
Keep going. Some of them have been, good up to about 30 years. Same thing with sandburrs.
I hate those are the worst.
And burr clover. He goes over the the relations with the pH and nitrification, nitrogen cycle, stuff like that. So, like I said, this book here will actually tell you a lot more in depth, and it'll actually explain it to you. Once you learn like the element tables and everything else, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
Smell.
It also helps with the RNA, DNA of the plants as well, so they can pass off the genes off to the next generation.
Good seeds, good plants.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this is then we're going to get into the phosphorus. Okay, phosphorus is absorbed by a plant as a H2PO4 negative. We get HPO4 or pH4, depending upon the soil pH. So just changing the pH of the soil will actually change your phosphorus, basically your potash. Okay, like I said, most of the total soil phosphorus is tied up into the soil, depending on the pH. Chemically, and compounds are limited soilably. So basically, if it's water soluble, the plant can take it up real easy. If it's non-soluble, it's harder for the plant to take it up. It's a good way to explain it is, has anybody ever used sulfate of ammonia? Everybody's used sulfate of ammonia. It's great for turf and everything else. Okay, it's that 2100 with iron in it.
No, Jason, because not all of us had we did not work for the city. Now, most of us have at one point probably had a bottle of ammonia under the counter for cleaning.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, don't use that on your plants. It will burn the hell out of your root system.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, sulfate of ammonia is sulfur and ammonia and iron, okay, with 21% nitrogen. Okay, it's not 21% of the bag is going to be nitrogen. It's going to be 21 percent per pound per thousand.
I was gonna say that percentage is usually based on the batch they mix.
Yeah.
And then what you get in the bag is a small percentage of that particular mix. That mix could have been 40 square tons of mix, and you get that bag, and you might have 0.3% in there.
Yeah. But like I said, you get you're going to get a 20-pound bag of that. Okay, that's the most common. That's the cheapest fertilizer that they have out there. The only problem is the stuff
Compost.
they bind with it. No, the stuff that they bind with it is a sodium. So you're actually adding sodium to your soil. What does sodium do to plants?
In high concentrated doses,
Hydrophobic.
it destroys your plants.
Yes, it makes the plant unavailable to absorb water. So it looks like it's getting it makes it look like it's wilting, even though you're giving it all the water in the world.
Yeah, binds
do
with the enzymes, or not the enzymes, it binds with the outside of the thing and makes it kills your plants, dehydrates them.
Okay, Bud Nuggets wants math. Okay.
Do math. What? No, I never got into doing math. I mean math.
All right. Basically, you're going to see the percentage on the bag is going to be your NPK. Is going to be the three basic fertilizers you're going to see in there. They'll add other micronutrients in there with it as well. Okay, so we're going to use this as an example. Let's do the 10-10-10 fertilizer. Did it finally just smack you?
No, I just took a swig of the actual mix.
Oh,
The smell was weird. It was like a cross between almost like a root beer float and a turd. That's just the smell, mind you. Okay, so very interesting for the palates.
Turn off.
And then again, I doubt you're gonna sit there and do a Jaeger bomb. You're probably just gonna try it by itself, which, mind you, by itself is not bad. Mixing it this traditional Jaeger bomb style is really weird. Even the taste is it's kind of like a slap to the back of the head when you're not expecting it.
All right. So we're going to use basically a 10-10 blend. Okay, because it's the easiest to do the math.
10-10 blend, basically a neutral blend, even everything.
Yeah, so basically you're going to take that first number. That's going to be the percentage of actual fertilizer per 1,000 square feet that is actually in the bag. So if that bag is 50 pounds and you're going to cover 10 acres with it, okay, you're putting 10% of a pound per 1,000. Okay, it's going to be 13 and a half, 14 ounces of that product is going to go per 1,000 square feet. That's the easiest way I can explain it in layman's term, the quickest.
What, Deb, what does your temp need to be in the incubator? Like 120 or 115 or 135 for the thingy? She's saying that she had a power outage. Yeah, she was. That's why we didn't see her, because she was.
On Saturday.
Yeah, she said she had. That power outage lasted that long?
Ouch.
Because she had messaged me at some point saying, sorry I wasn't there, had a power outage. And yeah, it was like 2:30 in the morning, and she had messaged me, and she was like, I'm still out of power. I'm like, damn. But I was already like half asleep at the time when she sent me the last one. But that's crazy. But again, Deb, here's the question. Has the decrease in temperature affected the current hatch rates? Or are you still getting a fairly good yield? Or are at this point in time, are you just a little bit behind?
Finding up with all female birds.
Ooh, possible. Gnomes are terrible in the garden. Gnomes are terrible. Yes. Nugget, you do not have to emphasize that. We've seen you here a few times. We already
Yeah.
know. We know who you is. We know who you aren't not is.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so yeah, so that's about the easiest way I can actually explain what the numbers are on the bag. So, and it's the same across the board. Okay, it's just that much product per 1,000 square feet.
Yeah,
So,
again, so like I said earlier, per batch, basically what they mix is that's what you have in there.
yeah, but each bag is going to be different for different square feet. I was just using 10,000 square feet as an example. Usually, a bag will only bag of sulfate of ammonia is usually between 4,000 and 5,000 square feet because you're usually going to double that on its first feeding of the year, and then you're just going to do that every 4 weeks. But I actually suggest getting away from the sulfate of ammonia because it is extremely high in sodium. Okay, and going organic is actually the way to go. I mean, you can use homogenized at the very beginning of the year, right when everything's starting to wake up. Give it that big old giant junk food meal, and then you just spoon feed the really good stuff for it.
Actually, Shock Drops isn't here because he said he wanted to talk about this stuff and said we're doing it next week. I don't know where he's at. He wanted to talk about soil pH, NPK, all that stuff too as well because he's like you said he's been doing it for 50 plus years, gardening on and off and stuff. So
yeah. Okay.
So Sumo Lee quails are essentially like little tiny, basically almost like little micro chickens. They're the ones that usually have that little funky little feather right at the top of the head.
Yeah. They make the cool little sounds too when they talk. Well,
you want a weird
bird
one?
talk.
Pygmies. The freaking pygmy birds? Or whatever the heck they're called. That thing, you do not want to hear that in the middle of the night when you're dead asleep. It sounds like a screaming child.
Okay.
I know the chickens that are really nice to look at are the fuzzy ones.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of them chickens. I see them all the time. Everybody keeps like, oh, recommend this chicken, this chicken. Some of them will recommend the rocks, but the rocks kind of tend to have an attitude. Or they can.
Like I said, I'm not a chicken person, so.
Yeah. Actually, Deb, I think butchered, you could get 2 of them in one hand. They're fairly small birds.
Yeah.
We also had, like 30 of them in one pan?
No. I don't know how many she sent, but yeah.
Oh, Deb sent us like 40 of them damn things.
There was probably more than that. I'd probably say there was probably close to 50.
Maybe yeah, she 60. Sent us a whole freaking like cooler full of those birds.
60.
She sent 60. And we ate them all in one night. Oh, actually, no, I think we had some the next morning.
The next morning because everybody got full.
Well, it wasn't the only thing we were eating. We had quail, we had steak. Me and Blake were eating freaking chili cheese, freaking infused sausages. Those were big old hot dogs.
Okay, so yeah, so remember you got your nitrogen is going to be for growth. Phosphorus is going to be for your roots. I think it's for the roots.
Well, iron is for the leaves.
Yeah, it's actually for the green.
Brown.
For the green, and potassium is for the roots, or excuse me, the flowers. So that actually blooms and produces your fruits or vegetables. So with the potassium take, that's going to be a K plus on the table. It is not synthesized into compounds such as occurs with nitrogen and phosphorus. It tends to be more remain in an ion from within the cells of the tissue. So, yeah, phosphorus simultaneously early growth and root formation. So for your phosphorus, sometimes I get them crossed. I mean, it's pretty easy for me to cross them.
Sumo Lee, I'm just curious on that one. Are the you're talking about a spider, correct? Because I typed in Brown Lucas and that's what came up. No, not some random ass dude. Come on.
Oh, I almost forgot to. Um, cycle. Where's that? Number one.
Smokers taste like ashtrays. I'm just kidding. He wants an actual smoker. I'm just giving him grief.
Oh, okay. The symptoms of low nitrogen, which is basically nitrogen chlorosis, slug growth, stunted plants, yellow, green colors, which is going to be that the yellowing in between the veins. Okay, not the whole leaf. The tips are margins of leaves beginning with more mature leaves. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So basically, it's going to be the you'll be able to see the veins in the plant.
I can go with a lot of tangents off of that one, but yes.
Yeah, but it looks like the same symptoms as low iron as well. But the plant's going to be slow. It's not going to recover as quickly. So it's going to be a little bit on the slower side growing. Okay, symptoms of phosphorus deficiency in plants include slug growth, stunted plants, purplish coloration of foliage of some plants, not all, dark green colorations on the tips of the leaves, dying, delaying maturity in poor grain or fruit or seed development.
Oh, you mean like my purple sunflower that you were like, is that a purple sunflower?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is growing in that container. Again, I did not plant it there. It grew all on its own. And that thing is, I don't know, about 2 feet tall now, but the freaking leaves on there are like this big. They're like almost dinner plate sized.
Yeah. Okay, so of course we got the potassium, which is gonna be good for the flowers and everything else. Typical symptoms of potassium deficiency in plants include tips are mangled, are burnt. Okay, it's gonna look like it's gnarly. It's gonna be gnarled. It'll be shortened. It'll look like little bubbles, and they're rounded.
And what's that the symptom of?
Phosphorus, or excuse me, potassium deficiency. That's when you get your potassium nitrate out.
Damn, that might be why I'm having issues with that freaking plant, even though I'm the one that made the soil for that plant.
Yeah, so it's on the tips. It's gonna be burnt.
It looks like a curled foot. They're like this, like a dead spider.
Yeah, it looks like it's just curling up, but back of the leaf is fine. I've come across that before in plants before, and that was actually before I actually got my degree.
That is weird because so I have the same. It's the same exact tree. I have 2 of these exact same trees. I have one in ground and one in a 5-gallon bucket. The one in the 5-gallon bucket is doing better than the one in ground. I engineered the soil specifically for that space on that tree. Is the exact same soil blend that I have for the tree in the 5-gallon bucket. But the one in the 5-gallon bucket has full leaves that are like 3-4 inches long, and they look perfect. Yet the tree sitting like 2 feet away in the ground in engineered soil, same as in the 5-gallon bucket, looks like it's dying.
Well, is it? You could have a fertilizer leaching problem too, as well.
I don't see how, because that's in a
water?
3-foot square box.
Yeah. Oh, is it in a box or is it in ground in soil?
No, it's in ground in a box. I dug a 3-foot by
Oh.
3-foot hole, made a 2x6 box, stuck it in the hole, and stuck the tree in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's like doing what it's doing, because I have on the bottom of that, what I have is up about a 2 or 3 inch layer of rock.
Mhm.
On top of that, at the time, I put about a 6-8 inch layer of leaves. On top of the leaves, I put about a 2 or 3, I think about maybe 3 or 4 inch layer of mulch.
Mhm.
And then I started layering my soil. I would do a solid wheelbarrow mix of dirt. I would put that in there. And then I would add a little bit of something out, like a little bit of mulch that I had, and would throw that in there. And I just kept layering it. Got about 4 or 5 layers in that thing. And you
Yes.
would think, with the breakdown of all the leaves and all of the bark particles, that soil would be extra rich.
Like I said, again, with the soil that you have there, it could have been leached out, or the pH could have been changed from your native soil, leaching in there and locking it up.
I mixed all of that with native soil.
Yeah.
I did it on purpose,
Oh,
because
okay.
I know down here specifically.
Oh, you live?
Really not. I'm like roasting over here. It's almost 80 degrees where I'm at.
Yeah. Now, is that starting with the mature leaves, or is that going to be all the new growth?
That is all that tree's been in that planter for 2 years, or been in that box.
But yeah, it's the mature leaves, the one that's been out there for a long time.
The new leaves are looking fine. I've been checking on it. The newer growth is looking fine. It like looks perfectly fine. It's just after like a week or two, they all start to do that curl thing. So I might have to add some phosphate to that stuff.
No, not phosphate, phosphorus or
Or
potassium.
phosphorus.
Potassium. And you have to if you can get it in a potassium nitrate, it'll actually be translocate a little bit easier, and you don't need a whole lot. I mean, just grab a bag of that instant cold. It'll be cheaper. Yeah, those bags you break them for the instant cold in your emergency packs.
Yeah.
Make sure it says potassium nitrate on them before you use it, though.
I actually do not have the breakable cold compresses. I don't want a single one of them things.
Really. Does it get like small fruit, and slow growth and weak stalks? That's basically it's going to be its symptoms.
Well, I do know that specifically for some plants, they will slow grow regardless of what you give them, just because that's the way the plant is designed.
Yeah, so like I said, another way that you can do this besides fertilizer, believe it or not, certain ground up rocks, minerals, will have that in there, in those rocks. And you can actually, you can actually buy the dust. And you can sprinkle it on there, and it'll slowly release it over time. Instead of being a quick shot, and then later on, it's all gone.
I mean, I've got lava rock and random bits of pumice everywhere in my yard.
I just don't know what it's actually going to be in. So okay.
That's a good question there, Kathy. I mean, me personally, I can eat a lot. I don't know how much Jason could eat.
Not a whole lot anymore.
But, I mean, who doesn't like lasagna? And again, I know I'm giving you grief because your thing is being weird.
Yeah. No. It has to have meat in it. Not that vegetarian stuff.
No.
With the fake meat in it, no. I can deal with the real vegetarian lasagna. I just don't like it with the fake meat.
fake meat's not meat. You might as well just be eating grass.
Yeah, you might as well. No, it's called tofu.
Tofu.
Mhm. Which is made from which lagoon?
Beans.
Yes, which lagoon? Yeah, but like I said, with that one there, it also has a. The problem is it's got a lot of what is it? It's got the problem with the estrogen levels with it. That's why it's not good for men to be eating it all the time. I cannot remember which bean it is. Soybean. Soy.
Soy food.
I guess we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna leave those other nutrients for next time. So it is 9:30 already. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to do all this in 1 hour. You know that, Cliff.
Yeah, we might have to break this up over a course of a couple of weeks, or 1 week here, take a break. Next week we do a soil thing.
That's why I was thinking about maybe doing no family game night. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe once a week hit a certain day for 1 hour.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I said my free nights are going to be Fridays and Sunday nights.
All right. Good night, CR. Take care. Have a good one.
Night, CR. But yeah,
Maybe
those
it'll
are
help you and your friend grow some better sunflowers.
yes.
Stop.
But yeah, it's like we can probably do this 8, 9 o'clock at night my time. It gives you a chance to water.
I did water. Well, the good thing is I watered yesterday fairly late in the evening. I went out there at like 7:30 and I was watering. I had like 45 minutes of sunlight left and I was out there watering my stuff.
Yeah, here I got to try and water at least an hour before sunset, or else I get eaten up by the mosquitoes.
I don't have that problem because it's been windy the last few days. And at the current moment, I do not have any standing water. All of my water is moving. Even my little bird, that little solar bird one I have out there, that little solar fountain, that water's constantly moving. So they're not going to set eggs in that because that's constantly getting cycled.
No, that's because they can't swim against the current. They need still stagnant water.
Yeah, they need absolutely none. I have no standing water in my that's not covered.
Yeah,
every barrel I have is a cover on it.
Yeah, and if anybody has any issues with that, you can actually go on to Amazon. Most states it's not restricted. You can actually get the I know you can get Vectorbac G and is not regulated. And then you also have Alticed. Alticed, I believe, is restricted in most states for mosquito control. It actually has an enzyme in there, which actually gets into the stomach of the mosquito, and it just gives them the worst stomach flu in the world that kills them.
That's essentially to mosquitoes what.
It only works on the mosquitoes.
Oh my god! Now I forgot the name of the stuff that kills bugs if you don't want them in your garden.
Yeah. Insecticide.
No, it's the other one, the organic one that you can technically eat. You said you said was made out of
earth.
The what? Yeah, DE.
DE. Yeah. Now this stuff just gets inside of their stomach and it turns them inside out, literally. Extreme, good product. Make sure you wear your gloves if you're gonna mess with that stuff because it gets on your skin and the dust. It doesn't come off very easy. I mean, it's almost harmless to us, except for you look like you have charcoal all over your hands.
Speaking of which, for 3 days now, the tips of my fingers have been black. I have not been able to get that stuff off, and for 3 days.
Really?
Was at work scrubbing dishes and all that grease and all that. Because nobody else works like work.
Night.
And
She
For
says
3 days, the tips of my fingers have been black.
really.
All right,
Yeah.
night, Kathy. Have a good one. Be well, be safe.
Yeah, like I said, what I really need to do is I need to do an actual bio on me, how I went from one to another to another to another, all in the same field until I was retired and where I'm at now. I think it's time for me to do that.
Transition video.
Yeah, from I started when I was 14 years old in high school, discovered ornamental horticulture, and fell in love with the plant world.
You've
One
been
thing
doing it that long?
Yeah,
Wow.
that saved me. That's what saved me from dropping out of high school. Literally,
He was discouraged.
yeah. I was just, I wasn't discouraged. I was challenged.
I
I
think I
was
had too many
challenged.
interests in high school, and I never actually settled down on any one thing.
But it was something that I excelled past everybody else in class. I was graded differently from everybody else because I was picking it up so fast and so rapidly. In my last year of high school, I only needed 10 credits. Okay, 2 semesters, $5 credits per semester per class. Okay, they wouldn't let me graduate early. I would have been 16 at the time. Yeah, so yeah, I just spent my whole entire day in the agriculture department.
See, we did not have that stuff when I was in high school.
A lot of it left in the late 90s into 2000s. It was all going bye-bye.
Wouldn't have been. It had to have been earlier than the 90s because technically my graduating class was 2000. I started high school in 96. They did not have any of that stuff. What we had for programs there, we had shop,
Mhm.
we had wood shop, because there's a difference between regular shop class and wood shop. We had mechanics, like your mechanic shop.
Yeah, we had
That was all
kinds
we
of
had.
stuff.
We didn't have like home ec.
Really?
None of that. We had a home ec room, but nobody ever really used it for anything.
Wow. Yeah, because when I was at our high school, I was the last large graduating high school of almost 900.
Wrong button. Sorry, really hard to hear over that air conditioner, but I'm like dying.
Yeah,
in here.
tell me about it.
Hot. Say what?
Tell me about it. I got one right here next to me.
Yeah, dude, mine's about right now. Like, look, I'm touching it. Good air conditioner. Yeah, within arm's reach.
Yeah. Half an arm's reach for me. Yes, 10 o'clock. I'll be calling it at 10. Yeah. So, yes, I'm still alive. Yes. I am still alive, honey. So, either it's going to be on Sunday nights or Friday nights. I kind of like the Friday nights a little bit easier. What about you?
For
Doing an hour of soil science.
if you want to switch from your Wednesday to Friday, that's fine.
No, just 1 hour. The soil science class. I'm still doing my normal shenanigans Wednesday. Open chat, find out what's all going on.
I may or may not be able to join because Fridays normally I'm on Raspberry Rocks live giving him crap, even though I think he hates me anyways, but either way, whatever. It is what it is. I'll still support him because he's a weird Canadian. And it's either that or I'm on Rem's channel or Back to Basics because she does lives randomly, usually on Fridays as well. And I usually try to make those ones because that's, again, another homestead gardening channel.
Yeah. Well, I forgot because sometimes Trapper J goes live on Friday nights too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's hard to find a solid day to go live where you're not stepping on everyone's toes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, one of the I don't know, 100 channels that you subscribe to and are always there at.
Yeah. I know the feeling. Yeah, I got a lot of channels I subscribe to. You know, I periodically go around, visit everybody whenever I can, whenever I have time. And then, that's basically between sometimes 7:30 and 9 o'clock at night. Uh, and usually there's hardly anybody live on Fridays that I subscribe to, or Sundays.
I got about 6 that are usually live on Fridays, depending if I actually make it.
And that's when you're live hopping.
I've had it. Sometimes there's Fridays where I've had like 6, 7 windows open, just lives, and I'm just hopping back and forth again. Live hopping, and it gets it gets a little unruly.
I mean, like I said, it could just be you and I. We can both stream together. You can piggyback off of me, or I can piggyback off of you for either week, opposite weeks, and we can do it in the mornings.
Can't.
No, like I'm talking about Wednesday mornings. Oh no, you'll be out in the yard, huh?
I'm usually out in the yard, and
Yeah.
same with you. You're usually in working out there your last day off, and then you do your live Wednesday afternoon. Yeah. So even Wednesday is going to be hard for us.
Oh, I know.
Especially since at this point in time, I'm already as of yesterday, I'm already hitting mid-90s.
Oh yeah, we hit 114 the other day on our heat index.
Yeah, so you were probably at about 97 degrees, give or take.
Yeah, we were at 94, 95 at 90% humidity.
Yeah, I was out there the other day, and my tip said it was 83 degrees, and I said there ain't no way in heck, because I can stand out there in 83 degrees and not be affected. But I was standing there watering my plants, and I was dripping sweat like I had just ran 17 blocks in a black jumpsuit. So it might have said 83 outside, but I guarantee the heat index was like 110. Because I didn't see a single freaking cloud outside, and I was roasted.
Yes. So Grace was part of the FFA as well.
I think she did say that she was, but FFA enrollment. I was reading that too. Was increased significantly since.
Yeah, because we had ag science, ag mechanics, and ornamental horticulture, which was all shop classes.
They consider them shop classes. Yeah, we had welding shop, wood shop. Yep. We had mechanics. Yep. And then we had AutoCAD was like one of the extracurricular ones. Yeah, my God, I hated using AutoCAD program. That made no sense to me whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had typing. We had when computers were first coming out, we had computer class.
I had computer class.
We had a foods class, home economics class, a sewing class. We even had Photoshop too.
That one we did actually. We had Photoshop class.
Yeah, I still have my camera.
We actually had, surprisingly, we had a really large dark room.
We can only fit 4 of us in our dark room. That was it.
Ours was huge. I think you could get like 6 or 8 people in it. That thing was big.
Yeah, ours was only 4.
Yeah, Grace said she was not an FFA.
Oh, okay.
The only one that I know physically that was in FFA was Olive. Johnny's daughter.
Okay.
But unfortunately, over the last few years, she has taken many strides away from that aspect of where she was going.
Ooh.
Which, unfortunately, is a side effect of, young ladies. They tend to change their mind fairly often. I personally think that if she would have been able to make it down here to the FFA thing that they had back here in, 2000 and, was it 22, 21, right after C19?
Yeah.
I think if she would have gone to that convention, I think she might have stayed the path a little bit. But this is just my own personal speculation. I think because she didn't make it or didn't go, that might have changed her potential career thinking.
It could have been.
Unfortunately, I have talked to Physically Johnny about that one, and he was like, "Yeah, she doesn't do that anymore." And I'm like, "Ooh, that sucks."
Yeah.
Like, it's basically just poor Johnny trying to keep his garden alive at this point, which he can't even do much of because he's constantly, him and Ann are constantly working.
Yeah. Like I said, there's just that's what saved me from going rogue, as you might say, from high school.
I had friends in cycling, so that probably had a lot to do with me not going postal on a lot of people.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I went to competitions and everything else for, plant ID and everything else, and I scored real high. I think I finished state in 32nd, I believe. I can't remember.
Out of how many?
4 in my senior year. So we went to my first one was Mount Sac. I got 3rd place there.
No, I meant like out of like how many participants?
Oh, at the state level? Oh, geez, like 600.
That's actually a pretty good percentage rate of finishing.
Yeah. So I did Mount Sac, which is Southern California. Then I did Cal Poly Pomona was the second one. Then we did what's that one? What's that place in California? Let me go to my maps. It's not Merced. It's where was it? It was Modesto. We traveled all the way up to Modesto, and then 3 of us out of the 8 got to go to state, and we got to go to Cal Poly Pomona for state. No, not Pomona. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and that's where the state was competition was held. Very, very nice campus.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, that was a beautiful campus.
I mean, it's California, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, this is over 30 years ago. We're talking 35 years ago. In 1990, 34 years ago.
Yeah, but again, like I said, it's California. California has a lot of money to put into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, they did. The politicians are stealing it from everybody.
Again, on that note, just a quick short, if we all stopped paying taxes all at the same time, what are they going to do? They won't have any money to do anything with.
Yeah.
And to arrest you, because they can't pay nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I made it that far because it was my sophomore year I discovered the ornament and horticulture, that class. And that was a fun class. We had our own nursery where the school actually made money off that nursery. Yeah.
Interesting.
And all the students provided all the labor and the knowledge.
Were they rewarded with any of that? By any chance? Here's a tree for you. You guys grew one of these, so here's a couple of trees, some plants.
Yeah, and we sold them at market rate. Yeah, and all that money went actually back into the ag program.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're running a program like that and you're selling stuff from that program to simply put,
because it's an enterprise program, which goes back to where it originated from, and that's how those classes got money and to do stuff.
Yeah, you'd make a small percentage off of that and put that right. Yeah, I mean you're gonna get a little bit of overhead, but not too much.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of overhead.
But that small amount of overhead is what keeps that program running. I can see how that would work.
Yeah, Like I said, it taught us a little bit of business too. What is 4-H? 4-H is going to be like the predecessor of the younger crowd of FFA. It's going to be
That's a toss up on that one because the FFA crowd can be fairly wide gapped age range.
yeah.
4-H is usually for like your teenagers who are heavily into showcasing like the livestock that they care for or have raised since it was little, or
Your
over to like 5 or 10 years that they've had that livestock.
the ag classes are going to be the what we call the ag science. It's going to be raising your farm animals, stuff like that. But there is ornamental horticulture mixed in with it as well.
Yep. 4-H is 4-H. I wish I kind of had a 4-H program when I was growing up. Well, we did, but I was never in it, or I was never really into it. But I did like the aspect when I was, you'd go to like fairgrounds. So
Yeah.
it's the kind of like the animal sideshow you would see if you go to like a fair, and they usually have like one whole section where it's
A county fair, a rural county fair, rural, not city.
Oh, our city one, dude. Even our city one was freaking huge.
Yeah. Like I said, that's going to be more towards the starting the 4-H. That's going to be more of your 5, 6, and 7-year-olds going into that program. And like they can stay until they're 18, or if they go into high school, a lot of them went to FFA, which was
If your state had that option, yes.
higher risk, higher reward, basically. And like I said, with the ag department, you got to basically raise chickens or cows or sheep, or for champion.
Molly, I heard that too.
Like I said, I actually had my hand in raising chickens when I was in high school. I did okay. Problem is I lost most of my my flock to a couple of wolf hybrid or dog wolf hybrids. Decided to go ahead and raid my cage at night, and took out about 70% of my chickens.
Ouch.
They didn't get away the second night.
Until I bet.
I was waiting for them.
Pow.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Put that one here. Put that on screen so everyone can see that. Yeah, Grace pretty much has that nailed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot the baking, the canning, the screen. Yeah.
All around, I guess all around you could say it's essentially a kids' craft fair on like a broad spectrum.
It is. It's very, very broad. I forgot about the baking, the canning, the crafts, the sewing.
Yeah, because they always got the one indoor building that has it's like the extension of like the 4-H grounds, but it's all like indoor stuff where they have like display cases of like kid made this, kid made that, and then you have like the display tables with.
And a lot of times it was
first place pumpkin, first place squash.
Yeah, and a lot of times it was for sale.
Yeah, you could buy the stuff.
And you just you picked it up at the end of the fair.
And a lot of that stuff, if I remember correctly, you could either do a quick buy on that, which that didn't always necessarily work because somebody could throw the quick buy price on there, sign it, and blah blah blah. But again, you had to wait till the end of the fair in order to get that.
Unless
there was always somebody else that sniped you on that quick sale price, and they would write even a higher price on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Boys and Girls Club essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more benefits with it. It's like the girls and boys outdoor club, almost.
I almost want to equate it to like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, but not quite.
Yeah.
Because those have way different like aspects to like how they run.
So it'd be nice if we actually had one here. We don't have one here, and we're on the sticks.
Yeah, you would think that would be a good spot to have a 4-H club, at least for some of the younger generations.
If we went to go check out the, like the county fair and stuff like that, We don't have a county fair in this county.
We were looking for flowers.
And yeah, no, we were looking. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Violet Boulevard. I want a squirrel. Like I said, we looked for one here. Our closest one is an hour away, and it essentially went the way of the big cities did.
I mean, an hour's not that bad of a drive. That's kind of almost this day and age like a standard Sunday drive, or what you would consider the Sunday drive.
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't have the agriculture. It doesn't have the show animals or anything else like that. It doesn't have them. It's basically a couple rides and a couple other little things and a concert at night, and that's all it is. It doesn't have the 4-H or the FFA.
What about like, do you guys have like a local state fair?
That we have to go down to Houston for that. I'm not going there.
Jesus, yeah, no, I don't think driving 4 hours to go to a state fair would be worth the drive.
No, it's 2.5 hours, but still, it's it's a 5-hour drive round trip.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to leave early morning, and I mean like early morning just to get there for opening. And if you decide to stay all day,
yeah,
you might that might be
like
a 12-hour day.
No, we would have to leave here at essentially 7 o'clock in the morning. Get there by 9:30 before doors open at 10, and then if you stayed till 9:30, you're not going to be home until midnight.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're looking at like a 12-hour day.
Yeah,
12 to 14 hours.
Puppies.
Oh yeah, we need to feed the puppies. Yeah, we'll get there here in a minute. I got
Nice to the-
4
About
minutes.
6 minutes. Actually, sorry, 4 minutes, because I know Jason's clock is faster than mine.
He said 6 first.
Nobody heard that.
Don't
Ignore the
don't tell
drunk
Molly.
highlighter.
Yeah, don't tell Molly.
Molly, he still has 10 minutes.
Yeah, so like I said, just put something in the chat if this is something that that is interesting enough for people. Yeah, please let me know. I'll probably do a quick little 2-minute, 3-minute thing on this if they wanted me to continue with it or not.
Good night, Cecilia.
We'll go over the other micronutrients. Give me a little bit more time to prepare, read up on it a little bit more again. Like I said, it's been 24 years since I really sat down and read this book.
Well, it's also taking you like the last 8 months to find the damn
it.
thing?
Yes, I know. It is on my
Where
dresser.
was it?
On my dresser.
I still can't believe it was on your dresser the entire time under a stack of clothes, and you never noticed.
Yep. Underneath some folded jeans and shirts that I rarely ever wear.
I was gonna say, Jason, you need to learn to put your damn laundry away. Don't be like me, where you just pile all your laundry on the top of your bed. I have a dresser back there. The problem is it's full of clothes, and I have one solid junk drawer.
Yeah.
AR Patriot.
How you doing?
That is the best and worst timing ever in history.
No kidding. Hey, better late than never.
We got about 24 minutes.
4 minutes.
24 minutes.
Yeah, you'll probably have to run back to the beginning of it. I'm trying to do a series, maybe. I don't know. It all depends on if anybody's interested or not. Fertilizing and soil science.
Ooh, I think, Jason, one of these days we need to just do straight up like brown shirts and then like brown, or at least our camo hats. Yep. We can wear our camo hats and like a brown shirt and just talk about dirt.
Yeah. Hey, no rompers allowed.
No rompers.
No rompers allowed. Coveralls okay, rompers no.
And you got a 14-year-old cat. That cat's like 140 in cat years.
No wonder why it doesn't catch any mice. It waits to run by and goes.
Reach for the cat, even though you think you're going at mock Jesus, but you're going at like mock sloth. No cowboy hats. Nope. Nope, that doesn't qualify.
Yep. You can have a cowboy hat.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So you can go back. We went over what a soil is. We went over nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and one other thing I can't remember. Yeah, my memory's shot for the day.
She does when she comes out. We're talking about pH levels, soil conditioning, plant nutrients.
Soil science, pH, and micronutrients. So, just to help out with the garden stuff for everybody.
Macronutrients, all you really need, good soil and worms.
Yeah, if the worms are in there, you're doing good.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I've figured out since I started doing this is my soil. If I have worms in my soil, even if they're small ones, means I have healthy soil because worms will not touch dead soil.
Yeah. And like I said, one of the first things we talked about, is our soil dying? And both Cliff and I are going, well, it's a yes and a no at the same time. And like I said, we were just right on that cusp, like you said.
Depends on your location and depends on what kind of soil you're trying to grow in, but at the same time,
And what you're
you can have
farming.
all the nutrients in it.
And what you're farming.
Do what?
And what you are farming and where.
Yep.
All these big, giant, massive farmers, that do thousands of acres of food, those are the ones that are going to be, the soil is dying. Okay, we have our gardeners, our backyard gardeners, our homesteaders, our people that are farming on 5 acres. They can pull out, compost and everything else. They can afford to do that over a small acreage. You can't do that with thousands and thousands of acres.
Not on the budget we make. Nope.
No, not on the price of the foods that we have them at now. Even though it is getting higher.
I've noticed that too. Prices are slowly creeping.
I know the problem is, if we had our good soil and good nutrients for the plants to uptake, like I said, basically the 12 nutrients that the plant really needs, there's plus a little bit more. The fruits and vegetables would be better. They would last longer in transport. Instead of being covered in wax, keep them from dehydrating, and keep them from going bad faster. They don't have all the nutrients in there that they need for us to consume.
Yeah, it's just commercial stuff. It's more convenient, but at the same time, your food's not going to last as long because we do not have the aspect like we used to in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, where 80% of one state was all agricultural.
But it was looking
everything from that state, and they would just ship it
yeah. Now we got the breadbasket of America is drying up.
Everywhere.
It is drying up. Like I said, all you need is one bad year of no rain, one year of full on drought, and it throws everything out of whack.
Throws it out of whack and buries it under a rock. Because I know when we had an incident like that a couple like a year or two ago when we lost one of the, I think it was one of the Tyson's chicken farms when that thing burned to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hundreds of thousands of chickens just done.
Yep.
That's why the price of chicken one year almost tripled in price just for chicken.
And it was barely a drop in the bucket of the number of chickens.
I know, that's the sad part.
That's sold annually for consumption. I mean, it was almost like no dent in it at all. But they ran that story. Oh, we can make money off of this.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's the same thing when they did when all the cows were getting, what was it, botulism or something like a decade or so ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, we lost all these. There was like 100,000 cows over a course of months that just kicked the bucket due to random disease. And they're like, here's an extra $3 per pound on beef.
Yeah. And the prices don't recover because, if they're going to pay that for now, what else can we get out of them?
Yeah, they'll just keep paying it. It all belongs to the line of supply and demand. They've got the supply, we demand it, they're going to charge more money for it.
Yeah. But when they have all the supply and they make it look like they don't have enough, they charge more for it. It's wrong.
Later's Patriot. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us for the brief amount of time you allowed us your presence.
Okay, so yeah. All right, it is already 10:05.
Yep. No, it's not.
Yep.
It's 10 o'clock.
Check your local used bookstores.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Try Bookman's. They're in the Phoenix and Mesa.
Driving all the way to that's too far to drive.
No, you can order it and they'll ship it to you.
Yeah, for twice the cost of the book.
No, they won't charge full price for it. If it's a book that sits on the shelf, they want to get rid of it quick. Put another book in its place so it can sell faster.
Yep. Night, Deb. Good night, everybody.
Night,
Thank
Deb.
you for
Good night,
joining us tonight.
And everybody, please have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful week. See everybody next time. And don't forget to get outside, garden, have fun, and don't forget to slap a rat.
There we go.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Take care, folks. We'll see you on the next one.